everyone, welcome to the first of a brand new series I'm very excited to share with you and to get going with. Really, we are in Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. There's gonna be quite a bit from this book in this month, just because I'm getting close to finishing the book, and so I'm going to make all the series that I want to make with you. It's looking really dark and dingy on my I'm hoping when I come in a bit closer it will alter the light balance a little bit and improve. I'm still trying to work with my camera and stuff and lights, and it's suddenly got quite strange. I don't know why. Anyway, it's a dull day, but the window's open. We've got a lot of natural light. We've got the lamp on. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, yes, so I'm hoping that these will all be ready so that members can get a compilation today. So have a look out for that. I tend to leave a little message on the community page of my YouTube channel, only that members can see, to tell them where they can find a compilation video. For everyone else, you will get one a day, I hope, for the next 12 days. That's the plan. Now, we have a shelf and an item. I was thinking maybe I should just do all the shelves first and then do the item and on today, and then sort of do one item a day. But looking at the shelves, they're all different. So I think I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to do the shelf to tie in with the item and do one little bit each day. So this shelf might be a different colour to this shelf to this shelf. Okay, last thing I need to say, I'm using my 120 castles today. Now, I've been asked for a comparison chart between Castle Arts, Prismas and Polys. Now, I need to know from you if you want that, because I've only been asked by one person, and how you want it to work. Do you have the Prismas and you want to know what would be the equivalent castle? So if I'm using a Bengal Rose castle, you want to know which Prisma to use, or is it the other way? You've got the castles and you want to know what prismas what colours might be similar to the prismas. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but I can't do a three-way chart showing all three. It's too complicated. So it have to be prismas and castles, and polys and castles. But which way round do you want it, or do you want it both? So do I do a section for yellows and show you the ones that are equivalent, like I did for my metallic pencils, and show you the ones that are equivalent and ones that aren't? Or yellows and oranges, or red and pink, purple, or what? I don't know. Or do you just want the closest matches? No idea. So let me know what you might be thinking of, and I'm going to get on and stop waffling. So let's come into our first one really closely. It's looking really dark, the screen. I'm going to fiddle with the light before I start, because let's turn the light out, see if the camera adjusts. Not happy with that. Let's put the light on. It doesn't look a great deal different. Let's change the setting on the light. That looks very dark to me. That looks better. Let's bring the light closer. That seems to make no difference whatsoever to me. Right, let's move the light out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to get going. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on with the camera. I can see there's shadow here. If I hold the book down, it's a bit brighter, but it shouldn't affect the bit we're colouring on anyway. So we've got these two jars. Now, I'm very aware that Johanna Basford has coloured these already in a video when the book first came out, but I can't just not do these because she's done them, so we're going to go for it. I've got my 120 colours. I've swatched them all, but they're in a different order in my tin, two on my swatch chart. So it's going to be fun, but let's get going. So I am going to start with the these. Now, orange slices, I'm thinking, rather than lemon, because it's rounded. So I'm going to grab my cadmium orange deep to start with and do the sort of outside bits. So here we are, cadmium orange deep, and I'm going to do like the outside bits here of each of them, and I'm just going to do quite a flat hard colouring, really, nothing too fancy. So it's Monday morning. I'm all enthusiastic and keen for my new series, which is really cool. And but I'm in a bit of a rush at the same time, so I'm trying to stay calm and not rush and hurry you. But I'm very aware. I'm thinking this one will be the same, but I'm going to make it a little bit dark on the edge than the centre. I'm very aware that I've only got 2 days this week when I can record properly. My boys are both in college all day, today, tomorrow. One of them's got 2 exams today, one of them's got 1. I'm going to look for a slightly lighter orange for the sort of centre bits of the orange. What was that? That was cadmium orange deep, wasn't it? Yeah, let's go for the marigold. It's quite an interesting colour. Now it's weird because the tip, look at that, it looks like it's brown. But when you come here, look at that. So you have to be a bit wary of you looking at the swatch or the colour of this end. You can see it's quite light, which is what I want for my orange centre. Yes, so one boy's got a geology exam this morning. The other one hasn't got anything, but he wanted to go in early because the lunchtime bus doesn't get them there on time for an afternoon exam. And then this afternoon they've both got their hardest further maths paper. It's I made that bit orange. I'm not sure if it should be because right at the bottom, but what's it called? Core 2, I think, further maths. So that's the hard one. It'd be nice to get out of the way, really. So we've got those, and then tomorrow they've both got a normal maths. So the one today is further maths. The one tomorrow is normal maths. It's pure 1, I think it's called, which again is a sort of more general maths. They do sort of general maths. I'm just going to sort of go over all this and make it a little bit more vibrant. I can go over both bits of orange that I've done. Yeah, they're both sort of general maths, whereas they also do mechanics and statistics, so they'll have those to come. Our label. I'm thinking I'm going to actually continue with this marigold colour. It doesn't even want to catch the light, does it? And do this inside bit. I'm going to try doing it really lightly. I do have a lighter colour, orange, but they're a little bit peachy, apricot-y type tones, and I don't want that. I don't think oranges are that colour, so there, I prefer that. Now this outside circle, I might make it match something up here. Okay, so our cloth on the lid, I was thinking it might be quite nice to have a yellow, like sunflowers or something. I don't know why I'm thinking that. So I'm just looking at my colours. I think I might go for a slightly, I was going to say orangey yellow, but that's the marigold, and we'll go for the cadmium yellow deep. Where is it? It's my next question to myself. There it is. So this is the cadmium yellow deep. I need to just sharpen it because we've got quite a small area. Now I'm not going to worry about doing any shading on these flowers because I think that it's printed on cloth, so I don't think there would be any. I think it could just be quite flat. I think it's quite nice to have a similar colour to our oranges, but not orange, if that makes sense. So yes, tomorrow they've both got their maths paper, but they're going in again in the morning so that they don't miss the start. And then after that, one of my sons has got no exams for the rest of the week. I can't quite make out the pattern, I'm just going to sort of guess. And I'm going to use that for this. That was always my plan, to sort of tie up the label with the fabric. Just trying to get a fair bit down so we can see it. So yes, so then that's it for the rest of the week. So one son's home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He's going to need supervision for his revision. That's a good little rhyme, isn't it? I'm just choosing a colour for the centre of my flowers. I was going to go for a brown, but I'm not very keen on the browns. I think I'll use a cinnamon, actually. I don't know where I've put it. Here it is. The cinnamon. It's like a sort of reddish, slightly, I think it'll work. Let's give it a sharpen. So yeah, he's home revising. Next week I'll have a bit more time because I think they've got a bit more of a busy, I don't know if they've got maybe even only one day home. It's going to be quite a tough week, to be honest. This week is a nice easy week, easing them in, which is good, because I'm going to pick a green for our orange leaf. What colour are orange? I've got no idea. Let's go for cadmium green pale because I like it. Why not? Here it is. Yes, it sort of eases them in, and then for the next few weeks they're going to have loads. Now, am I going to use that for the string or for the actual wrapper? I think for the actual wrapper, I'm just going to use it quite gently. I don't want it to be overpoweringly dark, but I think it will just work together with everything. Yeah, so next week and the week after it gets quite intense. Although actually the final week, my one boy finishes on the Wednesday, I think, or the Tuesday, and the other one has a couple of days off and then he has an exam on the Friday. I'm going to use a darker green for this piece, like it's a bit of ribbon or something. What do we use there? We use the sap green, I think. Just need to sharpen it. And after that though, they're on holiday, and my one son has plans to do lots and lots of live streaming on his channel. And what's good about that in a way is when he's live streaming, we can't talk because, you know, he's in the sitting room streaming. We're going to do a bit of work on the jar at the end to make it look a bit shinier, but that's that one done for now. And now we've got our cherries. Now we've got a cherry pink and a cherry. I'm just looking at the colours. How light and dark do I want my cherries? I think the cherry is probably the best colour. Cherry has actually changed its name. I'm just trying to find it. Where did I file it? Where did I put it? It used to be called Indian Red Light. So if you've got an older set of castles, that's the name you'll have. So here is cherry. The colour on the end doesn't quite look right, but I think when we put it down, I think it'll work. But if it doesn't, we can always add another colour. So I've just given it a sharpen. Now it's quite nice to try and make our cherries look rounded, she says as she breaks the tip. So if you put a deeper colour on the outside and less towards the middle, you get that sort of shine in the centre. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to colour each cherry separately. So it will take a little while, but that's okay. So my hope is that I can get this page recorded in 2 days, but that's a huge ask. Because although the videos might take half an hour or less to do, it depends on the items. Tomorrow's is a lot less complex than today's, for example. And I'll probably waffle less. Because I would have run out of Monday morning excitement. It's the fact that I sort of run out of things to say, and maybe just feel like I just want to do something on my own. I'm not recording. Sometimes, you know, I don't record everything. Sometimes I just want some quiet. So we'll see how it goes, but I'd like to get it all done. But my son probably will only be revising half a day, but I can't guarantee it. So I have to see. And also I need time to do other things like editing. I don't do major editing. I was watching actually just before I came on to record. I was distracting myself and procrastinating. I wasn't procrastinating. I distracted myself by watching a Sarah Renee Clark video about how she makes her videos and how her recording studio is set up and everything. It was quite fascinating actually, but it did make me wonder about my lighting and whether I need to do something quite major with it, because I feel that my pages look very grey in camera, but actually in reality they do too. They aren't, the paper is yellow. Ish, cream I should say. It's not white. Johanna's paper isn't pure white. So anyway, it's tricky to make sure. I've just realised I've missed off the corner of that. It's a little bit tricky, and also I don't know my camera very well still. I'm just not technical. She's so lucky. Her husband is technical. He knows all about all the cameras and everything. Now my husband used to have loads of video cameras. I'm just going to grab the cadmium green pale and do that corner there. I'm pretty sure that's part of that. There we go. Okay, so that's our cherries. Now I think the green on the leaf of cherries is much darker than the green on the oranges. I'm just having a look at what we've got. I think maybe the hooker's green might be a good choice, and I've got to try and figure out where I put it. Oh, good guess. First pencil I looked at. There we go. So yeah, and she's got like about 8 cameras all at different angles to show different things. I don't need that. But it would be nice to have someone to do my editing and to make my thumbnails a bit, you know, but they spend so long at it, and I would take the fun out of it for me, which is absolutely not what I want to do. Now this here, it's very tempted to do red with white dots, but we haven't really got red. This is quite pink. I don't think it all works. I'm actually going to use this hooker's green to do a slightly lighter background around the dots. I might leave the dots white though. Depends how much I manage to not go over them. One thing I have decided to do is I'm going to go out later today. I need a walk. I'm starting to walk every day. It's really important, I think. I've stopped walking and I need to do it because my blood sugar count is going up a little bit. Not even pre-diabetic level, but I'm prone to diabetes. It runs in the family. And I learnt recently that exercise is the best thing you can do to improve your insulin resistance. So I absolutely need to. Sorry, I just heard a strange noise. It made me stop. My neighbour is doing some sort of woodwork. It's his screwdriver or drill or whatever he's using. Anyway, so I know I need to walk more, so I'm making sure that I prioritise that as well, because obviously it's no good me getting unwell. Now I'm thinking, I kept that looking quite flat, but I'm wondering, you know, it's a rounded lid. Maybe I should make it a bit darker here. I can always do that to the other one as well, just on the edge to make it look a little bit more rounded. I don't know if it will really show up, I don't want to do it too dark. Who knows? I can do a little bit of that on the other one as well, just so it works. Cadmium green pale. So just add another layer. I don't know how well this one will layer up. Oh, it does a bit. Sometimes the pastel-y colours don't layer up and darken in the same way. But of course this isn't really pastel. There we go. I don't know if that's made a significant difference, but I'm happy that I've had a go. Now our label, let's have a think. I don't want to go too many millions of different colours. I'm thinking maybe a slightly lighter green. So what was that? We used the hookers, didn't we? What should we use that's a little bit paler than the hookers? Maybe the Prussian green might work. Oh, let's grab it out. Let's give it a sharpen and give it a try. So, sort of around the edge, I like to have quite a dark border on this sticker. Oh, I've gone over it in a bit of pink, but never mind. There we go. And then I could do these spots. I think it's too close a colour, and I do the ribbon in it. So fade it towards the middle a little bit, makes the ribbon look shiny. Put some down though, because otherwise it just won't look like you've done anything. Yeah, so I need to make sure I exercise more. So my plan at the moment is to walk 6 days a week, which I think is realistic in my mind. I'm just choosing a grey to do some sort of silvery look on the jars. Now we want a cold grey. I think the Payne's grey is probably the best for this. just going to grab it because we've got quite a few. We haven't got many greys, but a few of them are sort of brownish, which is useful, but not for what we want here. So, I don't know if you can hear the drilling. Payne's grey. So for this jar, I'm going to go quite dark along the bottom and then put a bit of shine on the edge like that. So just leave a white bit. Now this one is done slightly differently. I think I will still do it dark at the bottom. Hang on, where's my brush? There we go. And then a bit lighter up the side. Yeah, I did ask is that a cherry? Or a bit of the jar? I'm thinking cherry. Hang on a minute. Cherry. Just this bit in here. I did ask my niece if she fancied a free internship helping me with my social media and my editing, but she didn't, and my boys, because they could do with some work experience, but it's not in the right area. My niece actually is doing games design. She's an artist. I think she might be able to have some ideas. I'm going to keep using the Payne's grey for our wings of our bee. Just fade it towards the tip, make it quite light if you can. My hand's in the way so you can't see, but see, I leave the tip white. It's really small. For the body of the bee, I'm actually going to use colours we've used already. For the yellow stripe, I'm going to use the cadmium yellow deep. I think I'll just tie in with what we've done. So I think I'd like to do the head yellow, but I don't think they usually are. I think the heads are usually black, so I'm actually going to just do this centre bit yellow. It's really small. I'm just going to actually block it in, because otherwise I don't think you'll see it, but I'm going to grab a black to do the rest. This is the ivory black, and to do for the base I'm going to try and fade it a little bit towards the middle so it looks a bit shiny, and the same with the head. In fact, the head I'll sort of do rounded, and it's teeny weeny, but there we go. Okay, now we have a shelf to do, and I'm still thinking about those spots. I may just leave them white and the label. I think it looks quite nice, to be honest. I'm thinking we've got actually we've got the cinnamon that we used for the flower centres. I'm wondering if that will work for the shelf. I think maybe it would be nice to use a colour from what we've done already to tie in. Now I want it to be a little bit darker near the edge, and then underneath the bottle, because I think it would create a bit of a shadow. Let's just block it in, do it darker here. Yeah, my niece, I thought she might be able to help me with my thumbnails. Actually, my son does quite good ones for his YouTube channel, but he sometimes makes them a bit clickbaity. I'm never sure whether that's good or bad, and I don't think I really could with this. What can I clickbait headline? Colour the best cherries ever. No, not really. Okay, now that's a little bit orangey, so I'm just going to use my cadmium yellow deep to go over it, and I'm hoping it might just sort of tone it down a bit. Don't know if it has. Now I want to put a bit of wood grain in my shelf, so I am going to introduce a new colour. I'm going to grab a dark brown. Well, this is the burnt umber, and I'm going to, ooh, I want some lines. Oh, just realised, hang on. The piece of paper that I put under my page just had moved. And actually we could use this to make a much darker sort of shadow. Now I'm also thinking there might be a shadow between the two jars, which I think would help to make them look a little more three-dimensional, but I'm not going to use a brown, I'm going to use the ivory black for that. And basically just extend where the black line is on the edge of the jar, just do a little bit to the right to make it look like it's throwing out a bit of a shadow on the jar behind. And hopefully it just brings it forward a little bit. I just do a bit more. There we go. And our last thing is some white pen. Now I have lots of options, just finding my pen. Now I can put some white onto the fruits, which I think I will, and onto the glass. It'll be a challenge, we'll see if it works. So this is my Jelly Roll 08, and I'm going to put a bit of white on the, here, because this orange, these lines would be white. They're like the, what do you call it, pith I suppose? Is it pith, or does this bit have a different name? The pith's the bit between this skin, which actually should be white as well. Now sometimes I think white is quite harsh, it really stands out. But if you use it in quite a few places then it's okay. So I'm going to use a bit there as well, and then I'm going to use it on each of these cherries to make them shiny, because they would be. Because I am assuming they'd be in some sort of liquid, Kirsch or something, I don't know. Like that. Now I'll shine on our jars. Usually I try and do a line that's parallel with the jar. So I'm going to just do one down here. But I'm going to make it slightly wider at the top so that it shows up. It doesn't want to work. I'm going to need my Posca pen, I think. I haven't got it in here. If I scribble, it might help me. No. Hang on, let's try number 10. It's a bit, it's 5. Number 10 has got a bit of a wider nib. So it lays down, that's better, a bit more white. Sometimes you have to wait for it to dry and put another layer on, but I think we're there. Now this one, I'm going to put some lines down here. Now remember, I've made a mistake that it shouldn't go over the label. The label's on the outside of the glass. There we go. I think, oh, I need to just put on there as well. There we go. I am going to leave it there before I ruin it. So that is that very first one. So yeah, I'm excited. We've started a new page. So that's good. So I hope you can join me for the rest. 12 days of kitchen items. I think these are rather cute and should be good. I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous day and happy colouring.